The exercises we're doing today are going to focus on the pelvis. So maintaining some good flexibility and circulation throughout the pelvis, but also some muscle tone as your pelvis is shifting every day during your pregnancy. We'll begin in tabletop. And I just love getting into the hips by finding a little movement side to side. So just a little sway side to side. You can pause into the hip if that feels good. And if you want to circle the body, that is another favorite of mine. If you're circling, reverse your circle. And then bring it back through center. So we'll just begin here with our hands stacked under our shoulders, our knees under our hips, and find a little shift so that you can I'll lift my left leg here to begin. And just gently open it out to the side as far as it'll move for you. And bring it back to center. Open out to the side and back through center. So I'll show you how it looks from the front. I'm not sinking into the opposite hip, but trying to keep it underneath myself, nice and stable. So it's just a gentle extension out and back. Let's take two more. You'll really feel it in that opposite hip as well. And then switch sides. So for those of you that are familiar with the abdominal belly breathing that we take, this engagement of our deepest layer of abdominal muscles, the transverse abdominis, you'll keep these engaged here as you gently swing that leg out and bring it back in. 3 more. Good job. 2 more. And last one. Good. Bring it back. If you need another sway in the hips, go for it. If you want to take a moment in child's pose, knees wide, toes touching, and sink your hips towards your heels. If they don't touch, if they need to stay lifted, that is great too. Take 1 breath in and 1 breath out. Child's pose always feels so good. That's a nice little bit of stretch and mobility for your hips. So now we're going to I'll lay on my right side, so you can lay on your right, and you will either prop your head up on your hand or just lay your head down. Our knees are bent, our feet are just behind us, and our knees are more in front of us. They're not in line with the body, but the knees are a bit more forward. This clamshell exercise is another favorite of mine. So you just lift and lower that top leg, and your feet will stay together. And what I love about this exercise is that you can do it in bed. If you are laying in bed and you realize you didn't get any movement in today, it's okay. Maybe take a few of these exercises to get some strength and toning in those hips to help stabilize this pelvis. So if you start to feel a little cramp, just work out that hip a little bit, give it a pound. Give it a little love, and then revisit for a few more, but there is no need to really grit through and force any of these movements. They are here to help you to feel better, not feel worse, my friends. So from here, extend that top leg. The bottom leg will stay just as it is, and give it a few pulses. So there's a whole lot of length reaching through my leg, and I'm flexing the foot to really activate the leg too. Good. Let's give a few more for 5, 4, nice work, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it extended there. Bend it in, your knee in, and extend it out. It's going to go above baby. So depending on how far along you are in your pregnancy, bend that knee in, keep it above babe, and extend it out. Good. You might notice that those deep transverse abdominis are engaging here to support this movement of your body as well. Let's give 3 and 2. Good. And 1. Extend it and then release it down and then glamorously bring yourself back up. I know, not as glamorous during pregnancy, but do your best, my friends. Take your time always through these transitions, always moving. So we'll lay on our other side. So now I'll be laying on my left. Again, prop your head on your arm or just extend. And we'll take clamshell on the other side. Just a lift and lower. I know, lots of reminders to just transition through movements slowly during our pregnancy. And especially as baby grows, sometimes we get those twinges in the body where we realize we just kind of move too quickly. Sometimes we do forget that we're pregnant, right? For my mamas carrying multiples, though, it's hard to forget that you are pregnant. So well done for just making this bit of time for you to move your body, to give a little love to your pelvis. It's doing so much work right now, supporting your baby and everything else growing and expanding within you. You're doing an amazing job. Let's do 2 more of these clamshell exercises. Good. And then extend that top leg just long. I'll adjust myself here and give it a few pulses. Again, lots of strength through that leg. It's just extending directly in line with my body. My bottom leg stays bent just as it was. And you'll really feel that side glute waking up, awakening, and activating. Good. So anytime you need to set that leg down, please do. And what I generally would do during my pregnancies is once I would feel that muscle really working, feel the burn, I would just encourage myself to soften, of course, soften in the face, and try 3 more or 5 more and then set it aside. So for here, if you've already finished, I'll add on for 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then keep that leg up. Let's bend it in, extend it long. Good. Bend it in, extend it long. Bend it in. Right above babe. Nice work. This can also get you into that side lying squat. Good. You might even pull that leg in a bit if that feels good. Good. Let's do 2 more. Nice. And last one. Good work, my friends. Release and then slowly and mindfully bring yourself up. So if you need 1 more little sway in your hips, 1 more circling of the body, go for it. Otherwise, I will encourage you to just release into 1 more child's pose stretch with our knees wider than the hips, our toes touching, and the hips start to release towards your feet. Again, like I said, if they stay lifted, that's fine. Let your forehead release on your hands or on the ground. And wherever you are in your child's pose, take 2 more breaths here. Just breathe in, breathe out. Take 1 more breath in, breath out. Good, you did it. Thank you so much for joining me with that movement today. More pre- and postnatal yoga videos, plus my favorite resources at exercisingbalance.com.